Coach, it's hard to believe that we're midway through the season. 6-0 start for your Bobcats. How does it feel to be sitting in that position right now?
Well, I think we've week in, week out just went about our business and ultimately taking care of business on the Saturdays. Not gotten anywhere ahead of ourselves. Played the schedule out as it's come, and yeah, it's a good place to be. It's obviously the best place we could be. I know there's going to be things on the film that we can do better, and ultimately we will need to do better. New guys emerging, all that stuff. So another step in the right direction from my vantage point, and look forward to the next one.
Yeah, getting 3 turnovers on defense is always big.
Yeah, and that's obviously an area that we haven't seen much this year. And the way our guys play with the effort and intensity, it's bound to happen. So, Danny, to me that was a film study interception that he had. He was in the right place. We got good fortune, I suppose, on the snap over their head, but then our hustle and everything got us there. And then, great to see the second and thirds there at the end hit the quarterback and end the game that way. So, we need to keep taking it away, keep making it really hard on offenses, and obviously protect it on our side of things.
I was curious what you thought of UNC's defensive front, how they kind of handled your guys' rushing attack today.
Well, I think we knew that that's where their strength started, and beyond just the personnel, I think their ability to use movement and then be in the right place and tackle well. That was going to be challenging. And I know at the same time, we felt like our ability to do some things, to leverage that, to get the big plays that we had was all part of their aggressiveness too. So, yes, a little slower go, I suppose, on the rushing side than some of these games. But, our ability to be explosive was by and large still there. And not too many games where Montana State throws for more than they rushed, and we did that today, so that was good.
Oh, I guess speaking of that, Taco and Ty made several of those big plays. Ty throwing a pass and catching one. I guess those two guys we thought of.
Yeah, and that play where Ty, we've been handing the ball off quite a bit to Ty. He's shown over the last several weeks his ability to execute that throw. So, that's been lingering on the call sheet probably for a couple weeks now. So, excellent timing of the call, and again, their aggressiveness allowed for that. I know we got behind them with Ty, with Aiden Garrigan. We got loose on the long screen. I think those are all a product of them really selling out in the run game. So while the run maybe wasn't as profitable as it typically might be, the pass was, and those big plays were there. I know, we still rushed 48 times. Anytime you rush the ball 48 times, that's pretty significant. So, feel good about the overall effort. I know there's things to clean up throughout, though.
You mentioned not getting too far ahead of yourselves. You talked about the 1-0 mentality this season. How do you feel like now that you're halfway through the season, that's kind of compared to this time last year?
Oh, boy. I don't know. Schedule is different, all that. Dynamics of the team are different. I know how I feel about this team. I think what we've done with our top group for the most part is we've come out and really played well from the get-go for the most part. And that down at Idaho State doesn't mean we're scoring all kinds of points, but we're moving the ball, we're playing field possession, we're really slowing them down defensively. I know that it took them a long time to get a first down today, and then we were able to get points on the board, play field position. So I think that's the biggest thing you keep looking for is, are we coming out ready to play? Are we coming out focused? And we even, making comparisons last year, that's unfair, but I think this team has done those things really well.
Career day for Tommy, 5 total touchdowns, most he's ever had, and then also I believe that rushing touchdown tied Troy Anderson for career rushing touchdowns as well. So very efficient throwing the ball. But what can you say about Tommy today?
Yeah, I think he, continues to do the things we need to have an efficient offense, and that's efficient, but then that's also explosive at times. I thought he made some really good plays just scrambling today that he was able to extend some things, and obviously his touchdown is something, and that's a replay that we've seen before where he gets out and he's really tough to deal with. So, we're at the midpoint. I think his understanding of what he needs to do. Continues to, be on point for the most part. And he only threw it 12 times, but you're 225, and that's pretty significant just in his ability to connect downfield, which I know that's something that we've talked about in previous weeks that we haven't been able to maybe make those connections. So step in the right direction.
I guess just seeing the 84 team honored, having the 84 on the helmets, any just thoughts on that?
Yeah, I hope there was some level of inspiration for our guys. We had a good grouping at practice yesterday. And, I think when a group of men is standing there 40 years removed and there's as many guys as were back, it indicates that was a special team beyond winning the championship. Their bond that they've built, not only with each other but with this university, is what comes out of championship teams. And my message to the guys was, they aren't special because they won. They won because they're special. And I think that's what we are trying to become as a special team. And a special team is willing to do the little things, the dirty work, all of that. So to your question, I think having that team here and them being recognized is awesome. And I think it certainly served as an inspiration for our guys.
And first 6-0 start since 2012. Obviously, first one since you've been here. I guess just how is this kind of compared to the previous starts like this, and especially now going into a tough game next week?
Yeah, I think whatever your record is at the midpoint, and I know we've generally had good records. We haven't been undefeated. I know, getting to a certain number of wins is what you need to get in the playoffs first, but then you need to keep stacking them up to obviously, seeding and all those types of things. And that's a ways off, but, they're starting to stack up for us, and that's a good thing. I think more so what you want to look at is just where are we at as far as our level of improvement, and do you feel like we're a different team at midseason than we were back in August? And I think we do. I think we are, I should say, and I think we still have room to grow, but pleased with our continual ability to be in the moment and take on whoever's up next.
Just one more on the special teams. What did you think of kind of the overall special teams performance today?
Well, we obviously continue to make an impact there in the punt return game, albeit we had a fumble and we had a penalty that left all kinds of yards out there. But we continue to do some really good things there. Brendan flipped the field. Not only flipped the field, but got them inside the one or two on the one punt. So I think that was probably the biggest impact Brendan's had punting wise. Just a 64-yarder, a couple inside the 10. So in a day where it was a little windy too. So we need to continue to have him be that impactful, and when he gets his opportunities, and tackle the same thing.
What was the explanation on the penalty? Sorry.
On the punt return, we got unsportsmanlike. So it's classic, a million miles away from the action, and you stand over a guy, you should get flagged, and we got flagged. So, those type of selfish plays and actions are we can't have.
So I guess, Ty, first of all, how long have you been working on that pass? And I guess if you could take us through that play a little bit.
So, just put it in this week. We practiced it twice this week, and that was it. And we joked all week like, oh, yeah, it's going to get called. Not thinking it was, but it did. And I looked at Taco right when it was called, and I was like, I'm sweating. And then thankfully I got it there. I thought I underthrew it because some guy hit me, and I was like, I don't even know where I'm at. Yeah. Hey, we got it done. So.
Yeah, I guess how'd that feel just to make it happen in a game after practicing it for that long?
It felt good. It felt really good. We always joke about who has like the best arm on the team. I'm always the first one to raise my hand. But it's nice to just see it happen in the game. So it was my first throwing touchdown ever. So it's cool.
Have you ever thrown the ball in a game in your collegiate career?
Collegiate, Little League, never. That was my first time ever. Yeah, 1 for 1. Yep.
And then I guess on the other end, catching a bomb from Tommy. I guess what do you see on that play and how'd that feel?
I don't know what cover. It looked like a cover 2, and the safety just didn't get over to the hash in time, and Tommy saw me, thankfully, and it was just a walk-off. It felt really good.
I believe that play had a really good play fake by Tommy. I know you can't see it when you're playing, but you get to see those on film, and how good do they look to you?
Definitely. Everybody's going to bot on our run, so the more Tommy can conceal that, it just adds on to it being that much more better. So I'll be able to go see that on tape and see just how well he faked it. But I'm sure it was a great one because that safety did not move off that hash to his part of the field. So it must have been really good.
At media days, you were talking about just how impressive you thought Tommy was, and how appreciative you were to have him as quarterback. But now that we're halfway through the season, how much more of that improvement have you seen, and how much more appreciative are you to have him as a quarterback?
Tommy's a really great leader. That's one thing I'm probably sure everybody says, but, coming from a different program, that's one guy that I latched onto really quick. And just his athletic ability and his mentality, it's second to none. And I can't thank him enough for everything he's done for me just in this past year and a half, and I can't wait for the rest of the season with him. It's our last one, so excited for it.
Taco said on Monday that this group is just special. How do you see that every day?
I think we felt that from the beginning, from game one, and we see that we have weapons everywhere, and we're confident in our ability, whether that be running the ball, passing the ball, and special teams, as we've seen. It's just an exciting buzz around the team that we know that if we're ever in a hard position, that we're going to get out of it. So, going forward, we're super excited, we're super juiced, and we're really excited for Idaho. We're ready for that revenge.
Vigen said that the 84 team came to practice yesterday. They were here today. What kind of inspiration did it give to the team for the rest of the season, really?
It gave a lot. Vigen said they didn't win because what did he say? They didn't win because they were special. They were special. Nope, it's the other way around. They were special. Yeah, yeah. I already. Let's not even. Yeah. What Vigen said. Yeah, it really juiced us up. And they're the team that we're striving to be like. When they brought him out on the field, I looked to the guys on the field and said that's going to be us in 39 years. So.
I guess, speaking of preseason, I remember you talking about how this receiver group and just kind of all the offensive weapons wanted to be that reliable target. I guess a game like this where it's pretty rare for MSU to have more passing yards than rushing yards, I guess how big is a game like this to kind of, come through and fill that?
My hope for the receiver squad is that we answer when we're needed in big situations. These last couple games, we really haven't been needed, and that's how it shakes out sometimes. But going forward, the team's going to need us, and I feel like with this squad that we have, we're gonna get things done. We're not going to fall short like we did last year.
You mentioned the title expectations, but you guys have also talked so much about the 1-0 mentality and not looking too far ahead. How do you guys kind of go about that balance and trying not to to do both almost at the same time?
It's extremely hard. You always want to look towards the future, and because you set goals every year and you want to achieve those goals, but I feel like we did that too much last year, and so honing in on that 1-0 mentality this year, I feel like it's really kept us centered. Last year, after we beat Sac State, we thought we were the guys, and then we got humbled by Idaho really fast, and I feel like that sent us into a downward trajectory. But this year, we're just going 1-0 every day, every practice and every rep. It's really centered us as a team, and I feel like we're not too cocky. We're just confident.
How excited are you for the rematch next Saturday?
I'm extremely excited. I'm already ready for it. Honestly, they've been circled on my calendar for a long time.
This team hasn't really had a letdown against a lower ranked or a team kind of below them. It's all ranked teams on the road mostly. In your 2 years here, why do you think maybe that is? Why do you think the teams haven't had letdowns on days like today when there's a future tougher opponent coming in the future?
Culture. Montana State wins. That's why I came here. That's what Vigen promotes. That's what all of our coaches promote. That's what the players promote. We're just winners, and we're going to continue to win. The coaches are going to continue to put us in positions to win, and we're going to take advantage of those.
Random question. What's the deal with the one leg sleeve situation? Is that, who started that? Where'd it come from? You, Taco, I saw them both today.
Well, I think Taco just was doing it, but I was doing it for my hamstring injury so I could hide the wrap and whatnot. And I kind of just stuck with me. So Taco, I don't know. Yeah, now it's the style. It latched on. So yeah.
Coulter might have got up, Taco, sorry. Taco might have got up a little bit higher than you on that celebration too. That might be something you want to talk about.
Hey man, I got old knees now. I'm about to be 24. It's hard when you're running every day, but yeah, he got higher than me.
I think so.
Dang.
I just couldn't believe how excited you guys were. It's like it worked.
Yeah, that's
The
basically
embrace
what it.
was awesome.
Yeah, it was really cool. He'll probably make fun of me for that, but yeah, I got old knees, so that's all I gotta say.
Did you say anything, Taco? Right? Or what did you say, I guess?
I don't think I can say what I said. it was on the lines of "Let's go." So yeah.
All right.
Thanks, Ty. Appreciate
Yes,
it.
sir. Thank you guys.
Well, I guess first off, I mean, the sack, it was kind of a unique or rare kind of sack where you shouldered him to the ground. Can you take me through just what you were seeing there and why it ended up being that way?
Yeah. I was just containing off the edge right there, and I saw it was a little sprint out play, so ran downhill, and I was running as fast as I could and didn't really have time to gather my steps and wrap up, so I just kind of hit him like that. Yeah.
Well, you guys, sacks and turnovers were not as common in a lot of these first 5 games, so to get a bunch on both categories, this game, how gratifying was that?
That was awesome. Yeah, that's definitely something we've been working for and kind of waiting for our opportunities to finally get those. So it was nice to finally capitalize when they came.
The numbers don't really show it, throughout because you guys haven't been in first string wise for every single victory. But I mean, you guys have been very dominant. So what can you say just about the defense as a whole halfway through the season?
Yeah, I'm stoked about how we've been able to perform. Defense I think is a huge just team component of the game. So just having everybody in the entire defense play on all levels like that is certainly fun. Yeah, we're a really tight-knit group, so it's always fun to be out there with those guys and be able to make plays even if it's just for three plays most of the time. Kind of sucks, but.
What was your perspective of Ty McCullough's touchdown to Taco?
I was kind of sitting there on the sideline. Actually, I was sitting on the sideline there, and I was sitting with Rohan and Rylan Schlepp, and they go, "Ooh, some play call." I don't know if I want to say it, but they go, "Watch this, watch this." So I was watching it, and then they scored a touchdown, and yeah, he's like, "See, told you." So that was pretty funny.
You talked about the 84, and Ty both talked about the 84 team and visiting you guys. What kind of inspiration have you specifically and the whole team kind of taken from that team? What kind of message have you guys shared about that?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's definitely an inspirational team, kind of that Cinderella story run. And the thing that always sticks out to me when I'm watching, the replays or the highlights from that season is everybody celebrating together. I mean, you can just tell when you're watching that team that they were a really tight-knit group. One person makes a play and 5 of them are jumping in the snowbank. One of them makes a big hit or a fumble recovery, and they're all jumping up and down like crazy. I've never even seen anyone celebrate like that, so it's pretty fun to watch. And yeah, just trying to implement some of those things into our team in this year so that we can hopefully accomplish the same goal.
And talking about that, you guys, that's obviously the main goal. But have you guys, with the 1-0 mentality, how have you kind of gone about trying to accomplish that goal while still, staying in the moment this season?
Yeah, I mean, I guess I don't really think about the national championship as a goal that often. Like you said, 1-0. I'm really just thinking about the next practice. And then if it's a game, is the next time I step on the field, I'm trying to do my best when I get out on there.
18 total tackles between you and Danny. How much do you guys kind of push each other preparation-wise? And, he obviously got the interception too. So
yeah.
How much do you guys kind of push each other to go out there and perform better than one another?
Yeah. Yeah, we don't really, touch on that competition quite as often. It's just kind of, doing it together, and it's just been a lot of fun playing with him. And yeah, it's just fun when you know that the guy right next to you knows what he's doing, and you know that you've prepared with him all week, and you can trust him to do his job, he can trust you to do yours, and then you guys make plays together, and it's that much more rewarding.
With Idaho being next week, what's your excitement level like for that rematch and just your mindset?
Yeah, I'm stoked. Definitely one that we've been waiting for, one that we're going to be able to, have a good test and see where we're at this season. We haven't had a ton of hardships, I guess, or moments that we're able to prove ourselves. So this is definitely a big week for that, and just kind of seeing who we are.